In this video, we'll examine a way to make visualization that looks at seasonality. And so, as we mentioned in our earlier videos on change over time, one of the other ways we examine change over time is looking at seasonality, or basically patterns that may recur during certain times of a year, these patterns. And so the sample data set that we look at in the book and we read about has to deal with rat sightings in New York City. So such a lovely topic. It's a data set we've looked at a little bit before, and hopefully we don't ever have to go back to, and we can talk about something happier than rat sightings. But there is a seasonality to it. So, for example, if you're working for the 5 boroughs of New York City and they ask, what time of year do we have the most rat sightings? Is it increasing, decreasing, staying the same, and how many can we expect? This is the kind of analysis you can do in Tableau, especially because you have a nice clean data set. So let's learn some Tableau. First thing we'll do is, as always, connect to our data set. So if I go here and I go to my rat sightings data set, open that up, we'll see that we have our rat sightings. And I go to sheet 1. Okay. And so we'll easily see, the first thing we easily see is that we're trying to, once again, use times arrow. And in this case, we're going to put it on the x-axis so we can find our date. And in this case, our date is called created date. And we see that it's marked as a date in Tableau, as the data type is a date. So we drag that over to rows. Columns. And so we have our created date. And then we're looking at the number of records. So how many rat sightings is our number of records? So that's down in the measures. We'll put that on rows. And so we have our total number of records and we have our year. And what we might do is also expand this. And notice I can just expand the visualization. If I could ever find the right border here, by just dragging it. So I have between 2010 and 2013 a total, like a plateau of rat sightings and then a precipitous decline. That's good. And notice that here our created date is blue, right? So this is treated as discrete data or categorical. And the plus sign next to it means we can break this down. So if we click on the plus sign, we'll see that we can break it down into quarter. And so each year we can see as it's broken down by quarter, right? And we see we have a number of choices if we click on the chevron here in the bar. So get used to that. Take a look. Okay. We can click on the plus sign again and drill down from quarter to month. So it will look at each month that things are reported. And you can just keep on breaking it down until it gets to year. And then what I'm going to do is actually use the minus sign to do this. And I'm going to pull this back again. Now watch. Plus, plus, and plus. So it's a little friendlier. And what I can do is to fit the width. And so we can see it over this time. So we can drill down quite a lot in Tableau. So it gives us that power. And what we can see is we look at patterns. we can see that there is a pattern. So there's a lull and an ebb. So it tends to be in July, in June, so the summer months, we have the most rat sightings, and then in the winter months, we have the lowest number. December has the lowest number generally of rat sightings. So winter months the lowest, summer months the highest. Is this the same for all boroughs? So we can actually drag the boroughs field here into color, and it will color the boroughs, and we can also get rid of the day and go to months or even quarters. If I can subtract that, if I convert this to continuous, and then I go from year, and let's say I choose month. Now I can get this line the way I want it. We'll also see that there's an unspecified line. We can exclude that. And we can choose whatever colors we like, but what we'll notice is as we analyze time, let's fit width, entire view. So what we see is that the spikes happen here in May. We can even try to highlight the months, right? And then the weeks, just like we did there. I'll just go back. So there. Now we can also add a forecast. So in this case, we're looking and it's like, wow, we've got a few years of data. We see this pattern. What are we expecting? So one of the questions you might get is, as you're working for this organization, they want to know, case in point, what should we be prepared for in order to deal with these rat sightings? So when we're doing our budgets or planning our staffing, do we need more people at a particular time of year? Or how many should we expect to see based on past trends? We can go to Analytics, and you'll see this forecast tool here. If you just drag forecast over and into the sheet, you will see the forecast. And so the shaded area is the forecast. And what you can see is this is what it forecasts per borough on rat sightings based on past trends. And it will tell you what's an estimate and what's not. So here we have a pretty clear case of a valuable tool. We can see times arrow. We can drill down by month or by quarter, if we want, by week, by day. And so it's a pretty handy tool, and certainly something valuable for a variety of reasons, especially if we're looking in one case at seasonal employment or customer patterns in an organization, or purchasing patterns. Are there certain times of year when we might see a run on certain products? And there are certain products that might be inevitable. Like, you know what? I pretty much guarantee I'm going to sell more water pistols in July than I would in February. Okay, fair enough, especially if I live in Maine. But are there other products where we can identify that seasonality that maybe we don't necessarily assume? Like, for example, for some reason, I find that we sell more wallets in February every year than we sell during any other month. I don't know why exactly, but it's a trend I can identify, and knowing that, I can be prepared to provide more wallets to customers in my future, in my inventory to assist with future sales. So these are some of the analyses that you can do with Tableau very rapidly and really help out your organization and give your data consumer what they need to drill down and make good, solid business decisions. So, good luck with making your visualization. I'm practicing along. If you have any questions, let me know. And I will see you in our next video.